Okay, on a weekly basis, I get asked one question that stands out above all of them. And that is, how often should I use the vibration plate? Today we're gonna cover that in this video right here. And at the end, I'm gonna have a few bonuses that's gonna help get you organized or coordinated on the machine. Stay tuned. It's Dr. Mike Moriearty. Let's get started. As a chiropractor who used whole body vibration in a clinic setting, we were introduced to whole body vibration for the purpose of rehab. Now, dating back to the early 1900s, late 1800s, Dr. Kellogg utilized a very primitive form of vibration for a rehab center that he created. Not only did he create the cornflake, he also did a lot of other medical devices, some of them really weird. Now then 40 or 60 years later, the Soviet Union and the East Germans were utilizing whole body vibration for, especially the Soviet Union, were using it for rehabilitated astronauts in zero gravity. I know I cover this in many videos. To regain the circulatory strength to handle gravity, pushing the blood down, to get the veins stronger, get everything coordinated again so you didn't get pooling in the legs, which can cause potential strokes. To get the bone density up again, because your bones are always getting stronger or getting weaker depending on the force that's applied to them. That's called Wolff's Law. And if you want to know more about this, look up osteoblast, osteoclasp, what's piezoelectric crystals, and how bone tissue is formed, and how it's demineralized under times of lack of stress. That's why people in comas, the bodies will start to deform because they're not moving, they're not putting stress on the bones. The bones get weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, what the modern trend now, and the East Germans were experimenting, this also was using whole body vibration to improve the reflex timing of superior athletes, especially the Olympic athletes. Now in the late 1990s, the early 2000s, this is when a lot of clinics and a lot of centers were starting to find ways to incorporate whole body vibration into their rehab compartments to help with the healing by improving circulation, improving lymphatic flow, getting the ligaments stronger. Chiropractors use it to formulate they call the postural engram, which means our bodies have a state which it tries to adapt. So standing up straight with your head above your shoulders. Now this is all a postural engram. It's where the body formulates a way to withstand gravity in the most optimal way. The problem is that we sit at chairs too long, and we're sitting at chairs for long durations of time. Our bodies adapt to the seated position. That's why we lose our curves in our back, to take less stress off the hamstrings, to put less stress on the hips. And we tend to look like our sofas or our chairs or our car seats. Whole body vibration helps by standing on it with your body as straight as possible. It's called muscle re-education. You can actually reprogram the postural engram so that it's in a more optimal condition to offset the static positions that sitting in chairs for days, weeks, months, years at end. Now, when it comes down to engaging whole body vibration into a fat or exercise protocol, rehab is one way, is another way to do things. That's why a lot of the smaller vibrations work really good in a rehab setting, because it doesn't stress, it stresses the muscles out, and it puts stress on the bones, the ligaments, helping them stronger. But if it's already damaged or injured, it could exacerbate it, causing more problems. Now, when it comes to exercise or getting your body stronger and more optimal, we increase the amplitude, meaning the length of the vibration. We incorporated more vibrations into it. Now, not to be negative, there's a lot of problems when it comes to whole vibration. When I watch other people explaining it, they're selling you an idea that all you need to do is stand on it, hold the railing, stand on it, and you're gonna burn calories beyond comprehension. This isn't quite true. Standing on a plate for, say, like 10 minutes in the morning and maybe do some stretches, then 10 minutes at night, is a great way to kind of start the body off with by stretching, getting the body looser, getting oxygenated, getting all the lymphatic from sleeping all day where the body does all the healing. Get all that old material out, get new blood in there so your body's fresh. And at nighttime, doing vibration can help, again, re-energize the body with oxygen, get the lymphatic flow so that when you go to sleep, your body can then go through the process of healing and you can wake up, you can optimize your recovery from working out, from stress, from whatever. Now, when I watch other people's videos, and I don't want to be negative. I hate people being negative on the internet. There's just too much of it. But when people say, like, should I work out, like, should I do 30 or 40 minutes a day on the vibration plate? And I'm like, well, you're looking at a weight as a form of exercise, but you're trying to squeeze it into a framework of rehab. Now, with our plate, I do not want you to hold the handles. I want you to stand, after you get your balance, you get more coordinated. I want you to stand with your back to the tower, face looking out, so that you're not aiding yourself with balance. So you're forcing the body to use all the reflex systems so that you don't fall down. And this is where it's beneficial this is a rehab thing. But when it comes to exercise, and I got videos, I'll put them in the video, little excerpts from videos. I look like a fool when I'm working out on this because it is violent. I cannot last 10 minutes during a workout on a vibration plate. I'm at 100% failure. I can work out with 3 people, maybe say just say 2 people, both of us doing an upper body style workouts. Both of us do a set, I do a set. They do a set, I do a set. They do a set, I do a set. Within 5 to 6 minutes, both of us are at 100% failure, which is how the body gets stronger by putting it into a situation where it has to adapt. Now, vibration is unbelievable at its ability to cause the body to adapt to situations very efficiently without being classified as high impact, because there's micro movements at an accelerated rate. But exercising, when you're pulling in 30, 35 pulses per second at 8 millimeters, then you engaging a lot more vibration in smaller degrees in different vectors or different angles, you don't last long. Like with the shoulder injury, I could still go in there and bench press 315 for 7 or 8 reps, but normally I could do it for between 12 to 15. And when I really train hard, I've already hit over 20. And that's 315 pounds. It's a lot of weight. But I can barely do 10 push-ups on a vibration plate. Now, 10 push-ups does not take long. You see 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. So you're looking at 10 reps, you're looking at a minute, 60 seconds of the motion going through the movements, and you're at failure. Now you do a minute, series of exercises, your partner does a minute, then you do a minute, then they do a minute, then you do a minute, then they do a minute. You did 3 sets, all 3 sets to failure. Both you guys got an awesome workout in the upper chest, front shoulders, a little bit of triceps, a little bit of traps, a little bit of the core for stabilization. So when people say, should I work out 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night? I'm like, no, you're not working out on it. You're relaxing on it. You're using it for circulation, to increase the blood flow, to improve the lymphatic flow, to oxygenate the body. It's not exercise. It's not exercise. The thing I try to tell people is that don't think of it as like, oh, I don't like working out. I don't want to get too bulky. These are all wives' tales. These are untrue statements that they just were assumed because women seen other big people and they thought they looked too bulky. A lot of them were maybe had muscle, but they had a lot of fat. So they think that by working out, they'll look like that. That's not true. Muscle's beautiful because muscle forms to give us these very pleasing physiques, but fat tends to go in other areas where the muscle's not, like around the midsection, around the thighs, around the butt, a little bit in the face, you get a little bit in the arms underneath. This is just stored energy. So when it comes to how long should you use a vibration plate, you gotta ask yourself one thing. Do you wanna incorporate stretching during one session and exercise in another? So you can do 10 minutes of stretching, maybe 10 minutes of exercise. That's a very, very effective way to think about it. But don't think it's working out. It's stretching, exercising. The second thing is that you want to understand how the muscle groups work. You have a push and a pull type muscle groups. When you push away from the body, you're going to work the pectoral muscles, the chest. You're going to work the shoulders. You're going to work the triceps. You're going to work a little bit of the core. When you're taking something from far and bringing it closer, you're using the biceps, you're using the back, you're using the traps, you're using all the muscles in the back, the paraspinal muscles, the latissimus dorsi, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. Now, the objective when you work out is, say, do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. So maybe do upper body on Monday, do legs on Tuesday, take Wednesday off. On Thursday, do upper body, and then on Friday, do lower body. Now that's exercising. If you really want to get results, you incorporate some type of like sandbag, some type of weighted device. Because force equals mass times acceleration. Force is the energy to move something. Mass times acceleration. Now, acceleration has its own universal laws. Mass has its own. So when we talk about vibration plates have the potential to generate 15 plus G-force, what this is saying is that during the acceleration portion of the rep, just like a car, you hit the gas, you get sucked back, but then eventually you go back to normal. It's the initial acceleration where it's accelerating to a point and then it slows down and then the acceleration stops. It's these micro accelerations is where we're focusing on. Force equals mass times acceleration. Acceleration is one thing. Now, if you incorporate some type of mass is something that is moved. Like the bigger the person, the more mass they can pick up, the more force they have. Now, when you take mass with acceleration, you multiply the amount of force, because force equals mass times acceleration. You take mass, which is some type of weighted device. You can use your body weight, but by using sandbags or other things, you can change where the mass is located in space in a three-dimensional world, which is going to activate muscle groups differently. It's going to be a variety. It's going to cause diversity. It's going to create results. Okay, when it comes to answering the question about how long should I work out on a plate, my goal in life is not to invalidate people's beliefs, because you get nowhere. When you try to prove people wrong or make people feel wrong, in the Asian people, it's called losing face. What you do is the goal isn't to make people feel like they're not smart or you don't want them to feel like they're stupid or things of this nature. My goal isn't that. So I try never to take a stand where I'm on this side of the fence and you're on this side of the fence and I don't budge. What I do is the goal is just use little tidbits of information and then get the person or get you to formulate this idea on your own. Because no one likes to be told what to do. So when people ask like, how long should I work on the plate? What I like to do is I like to say, well, it depends. You know, some people are looking for it. They want to get results. They want to get more muscle on. They want to burn fat. Some people want to get it because they're tired of being in aches and pains. They don't want to fall down. They don't want to lose their balance and fall down, break a hip, break a wrist, like many old people do. Some people have chronic back pain. They want to get their core stronger so they can strengthen the area that encases the spine so the spine is more durable. But when you say exercise, that means your exercise is working the body out to make it stronger. This is where I try to inform people that the objective is find different types of movements that you can do. Either if you have maybe some little dumbbells in the house or you got the straps that come with the machine. We're actually looking at possibly making bungee cords that hook on so that you can get the resistance bands on top of vibration. So when people come to me and ask how long should I work out on it, a lot of times I have to ask, like, do they mean stand on it for rehab type purposes or for maybe improving their circulation? And they're confusing exercise for like a rehab. I don't know, but I'm hoping that this video will get people just to understand is like that exercising is making the body stronger, making it more optimal, making it more resilient. Where rehab is you're trying to strengthen weakened areas so that it's more boulder-proof, it's more durable. When it comes to exercising, imagine a vibration plate as a substitute for the ground. So what you can do on the ground, where you're only using mass, you're doing a vibration plate and you're doing the same thing with the mass, but you're multiplying it with the acceleration. This multiplies the force. This is how this is the magic of whole body vibration, is that it's going to amplify, it's going to multiply the output dramatically by engaging an accelerated force with the mass, multiplies the output, which is measured as force, which gets crazy results. So when say like people that if they want a lot of women say that they want to get that loose skin under their arms, and I'm like, okay, it's upper body type exercise. You know, you can use kettlebell, you can do push-ups, dips, you can do other various things, planks. It's not about how long you can do it. The goal is to systematically put math into it. For example, when I start, like my shoulder is about 90%, it's getting better every time. I'm thinking about going stem cell to get this thing fixed up. I'm working on which the best one to go. Leave the country where there's a little less regulation, or stay in the country and use the older ways, the way it's done. I don't know, I'm still researching this. But when I want to generate more force or my body stronger, what I do is I do slow repetitions. I do between 3 seconds to 4 to 5 seconds, in there depending. I go down slow, say 3, 2, 1, at the bottom of like a push-up, and I go 3, 2, 1, back up. So I'm going a very moderately slow pace. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to maintain good form, and I'm counting numbers. So when my shoulders first hurt, before it was hurt, I could do 10 slow, 10 fast. I could go 10, 4 second down, 4 second up, and then do 10 fast. And that was hard. And I've been working out since the 80s. Now my shoulders coming back, I'm starting to engage it again. Now, when I do push-ups, I can barely do 6 with 4 second down, 4 second up. Now, instead of thinking about time, think about numbers. Like if you want to lose weight, you say, I want to lose 10 pounds in 4 weeks. Okay, well, that's 2.5 pounds a week, or 10 pounds in 1 month. That's 2.5 pounds a week. Then it gives you a better understanding. When you're trying to get your body stronger, you want to get more muscle, you want to burn more fat. Muscle uses energy, fat really doesn't. And body fat is stored energy. It's not, you don't burn fat off by working out. Working out increases your metabolism, makes your body stronger, builds muscle, gives you more energy. But it's still your diet. I can name people that are animals in the gym. Animals. Complete animals. I mean, these guys, it's hard to keep up with them, but they always stay at about 20, 25% body fat. Is because they don't control their diet. But they are strong like horse. They're like strong. But they're not lean. Because they're emphasizing on getting the body as strong as possible, and they're not putting much energy in burning the fat off, the stored energy. Now, when you understand this, you put it on a shelf, okay, building muscle, making my body, making my posture better so I'm more bulletproof, I'm more resilient, and I want to remove all this excessive amount of stored energy in my body. By understanding that there's 3 shelves here, building muscle, making the body more resilient so it's less prone for injury, getting that excessive amount of stored energy out. Each one of those is different, just like force equals mass themselves. They're all separate. Fat loss, muscle gain, causing the body more prone or more resilient. Each one of those has its own thing. So when you're asking me like, how long should I work out on it? Ask yourself this, like, what is my primary goal? Is it to lose fat, put on muscle, or take care of these nagging problems that you're having? So say like I want to lose fat. That's number 1. Then you say I want to put on a little bit of muscle, and I got these nagging pains that I don't want to always have my back go out 3 times a year. So you got primary, secondary, and your tertiary goals. Now with fat loss, the first thing you ask yourself is, okay, how do I get this excessive amount of stored energy out? Okay, number 1, look at your diet. Ask yourself, how does the metabolism work? And I got a course coming out. I'm sorry it's taken so long. It's just, to do it right, the first course I've ever done, I'm just putting on fires. And the business is growing so fast that I got to keep formulating more organization. That's not important now. So when it comes to burning fat, you got to ask yourself, like, what am I eating each day? I'm going to take a picture of every food I eat. I'm going to formulate maybe 10 meals that I'm going to eat all the time. Do I want to go on a low carb, a 0 carb, or do I want to go on a reduced calorie diet? You got to ask yourself this, because each one of these diets is good, but some are better than others, especially when it comes to whole body vibration. And I always believe low fat, no fat diets are the best. But it's not the only thing. There's always more than one way to do anything. Secondly, when you understand how the metabolism works, how the body stores energy, that timing your food intake, changing around the macro, like the fat, carbohydrate, protein, finding the balance where you're losing weight. And then what you do is, okay, now that I got that dialed, then I'm going to start looking at how to put on more muscle and increase my metabolism so my body is burning energy at a faster pace. It's utilizing more energy. So it starts pulling so that all this muscle gain that I'm getting, which is beautiful, muscle is beautiful. You start, it starts going from the top shelf to the second shelf where you put up a muscle, where you start actually burning the fat off and adding muscle. Look, this is so confusing to do it in a 10-minute video. And then rehab is about, when people say, like, should I work out on this 3 times a day? That's a rehab type mentality. You're trying to just slowly step on the machine, get some blood flowing in there. The blood has all the nutrients, all the building blocks to help fix your body. Anything that improves that is going to promote a stronger body, a healthier body. Anything that's going to help get the waste out through lymphatic flow is going to help the body. Anything that's going to help more oxygen get into your cells is going to make the body more resilient. I know this video is all over the place, but these aren't easy questions. I know people, they want to ask my advice, by using they email me. I'm like, man, this is a complicated subject. It's not really, but it kind of goes against all the wives' tales, all the misinformation that we've learned through the years. So when it comes to whole body vibration, you ask yourself, what is the primary, secondary, and tertiary goals? Is it get your body stronger so you're less prone for injury? Is it to build more muscle so you're stronger? So you can do more, you're more active? Or is it to burn out excess amount of fat? Once you put those into a scale of what's most important, what's least important, then you go and you start putting together a protocol for that specific goal. And you have to have goals. Like with losing fat, you got to understand, what is your end result? What is the ideal scene? What do you see when you look at your mind that you want to become? Then you got to go, you start piecing it together. Say it's like, I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. That's 10 pounds a month. That's 2.5 pounds a week. What do I have to do to lose this? You got to measure it. For building muscle, you got to understand how all the bodies work, like how the muscles work together as groups. Because you're doing whole body vibration. It's almost like you're doing functional exercise. You're working the whole body as a system. You're not going to the gym and taking a machine that isolates just the bicep, where you're working nothing else but the bicep. Here you're working the whole body as a system. You design your workouts, and then you design the days you want to do it, and then you got to figure out your starting point. Like right now I can do 6 push-ups. My goal is, say, in 2 months is where I can do 20 push-ups again. That's a good goal. So that's you're talking 14 more reps. So if I'm trying to do this in 8 weeks, get 14 reps, what you're saying is that I more or less want to get almost 2 more reps a week. If I'm doing 2 workouts a week, that means I want to get every workout, I want to try to get 1 more rep. This is how you establish your goals. This is how you get results. Also, if you have a friend that work together, where you make it a competition, because a lot of us, we don't want to lose. By going into this competition state of mind, or with your family members, it makes it fun. It makes it exciting, because sometimes you're all alone. Life, no matter how busy or unbusy you are, your brain always sees the same thing. That's why they say, if you want anything done, give the task to a busy person. Because busy people, because it doesn't matter, you got people that, single women, that just take care of their kids, and just taking the kids is hard. I've seen women make it to pre-med and chiropractic college as single mothers with multiple kids. I don't know how they did this. They formulated a system where everything was perfect, and they pulled it off. Now, when it comes to understanding this, you're never going to have time to get anything done. You're never going to have time to work out. You're never going to have time to eat right. You're never going to have time to make your meals in advance, because our brains play tricks on us. You got to understand, you got to find your goal, your end result, the picture in your mind you want to look like. You got to break it down into bite-sized portions. You got to design, my first week, I'm going to do this very thing. And let's say one meal a day, you have a cheat meal. So I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. I'm going to see how much fat I can lose. I'm going to see how much. I'm going to lower my carbs by 50%. And I'm not going to eat carbs past 4 o'clock. So from supper on, I'm not eating no carbs. I'm just going to have vegetables and protein. And then at 6 o'clock, I'm not eating. I'm going to let my body fast for 6 to 12 hours. Excellent idea. You burn fat quick. Your first week, said, well, I lost 3 pounds my first week. I'm actually ahead of schedule. You do it the second week. If the first week you don't lose much, then you might say, well, let me bring my carbs even lower, say the 25% what they normally are, and say I'm gonna stop eating at 6 o'clock and I'm not gonna eat breakfast till 6 o'clock in the morning, so I give it 12 hours. The second week, say like, well, I lost another 3 pounds. Great. Say like, no, I only lost 1 pound. Then you can modify it. So you got a way to measure it. You modify it. Then you go ahead and you make the small changes. So you keep getting the results because everything is measured. And don't let your mind play tricks on you because you're always going to be too busy to do anything. Adding muscle, do what I do, count the reps. Like I do count reps with push-ups, I do count reps with lunges, I do count reps with push-ups, with kettlebell swings, with sandbag lifts. Everything's counted. So I know where I'm at. So if I don't get more reps in a week, I know I'm doing something wrong. I'm either not eating enough protein, or maybe I'm not sleeping good enough, or I have too much stress, or maybe I'm working out too much, or maybe I'm not working out enough. Maybe I add more workout. Maybe add versus doing 2 sets of push-ups, 2 sets of dips, 2 sets of kettlebell swings. Maybe I'll do it 3. So I'm putting more force in the body to get some stronger. Wow, this video is making me go crazy. This is way too long. I think you have the picture. When you're looking at whole body vibration, figure out what your primary, secondary, and tertiary goals are. Second, figure out what the end result is. Third, find a way to formulate into bite-sized pieces, like weekly pieces. Monitor, monitor, monitor. If your primary goal is to lose fat, then fat is the primary thing. That's the first thing you want. That's the thing you want to dial in. If getting stronger is the primary thing, then you gotta formulate workouts and then try to get more reps. If getting back and getting aching pains, you make your body stronger, more resilient, then you go into doing more rehab. And I'll have videos on that in the future. This is a long video. I apologize. I can't answer these questions because they're too complicated in short form. It's Dr. Mike Moriearty, the iVibration Pro. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless you.